How powerful are Hulu's Runaways? Today we'll be power scaling the characters from the Marvel's Runaways TV series on Hulu. This video will only consider feats and powers from the live-action versions of these characters, and no material from the original Marvel comics will be used. The Runaways are a diverse team of young superheroes who have faced supercriminals, aliens, and witches. First up, we have Nico Minoru. Nico is the team's resident magic user and the most powerful member of the team hands down. Powers. Her signature weapon is the Staff of One. The Staff of One bonds with a new wielder via a personal blood sacrifice such as the pricking of a finger and bleeding on the staff. Once bonded, the staff will only work for its current owner or their direct predecessor or successor. If a person who hasn't bonded with the staff tries to use it, then they will experience sudden pain similar to an electric shock. In Nico's case, her mother was a sorcerer who previously owned the staff. The staff can magically warp reality on a small scale, within a given area. The way it works is Nico concentrates then recites a relatively simple vocal command spell and the staff will make it happen. For example, Nico once commanded the staff to fill the hole in reference to a large sinkhole. The staff proceeded to summon a violent dust devil, which filled the hole with sand. While the Staff of One can do nearly anything the user desires, a vocal command once recited can never be used again and won't work twice, even if the user tries to speak the same command phrase in order to accomplish the same effect. The Staff of One wielder can accomplish the same or similar effects to a previously spoken spell by changing the wording the next time around. The Staff of One mainly fulfills its user's commands by manipulating the elements. With the weapon, Nico has made it snow indoors, extinguished fires, raised earthen walls, rendered people inaudible, and summoned dust devils and whirlwinds. She used a whirlwind to achieve limited flight once and should have achieved a modest flight speed of about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Nico can also manipulate technology with the staff. She was able to hotwire a car and tune a radio with her magic. The staff grants Nico telekinesis. She was able to telekinetically blast Topher Vasquez into a dumpster and telekinetically bend a piece of metal in Victor Stein's lab. She was able to create a telekinetic force field which stopped several bullets in Season 1. The staff also allows Nico to affect and sense the human body. She can magically put foes to sleep or paralyze them in place. She can sense and track individuals with the staff, which enabled her to pinpoint Alex Wilder's location from afar and create a trail of light which she then followed to find Alex. Powers of the Dark Dimension. Nico can boost her magic by drawing power from Dormammu and the Dark Dimension. When she does so, the skin around her eyes purples, darkens, and cracks, similar to the Zealots from the Doctor Strange movie. With her Dark Dimension amped powers, she can teleport large groups of people elsewhere on Earth or to the Dark Dimension itself. She can levitate and generate powerful telekinetic shockwaves. Her telekinetic blasts pushed away both of her parents, several office chairs, and shattered a window, which means her telekinetic pushing strength is around 350 to 400 pounds. She also gains more control over the Staff of One in this state, being able to summon the weapon to her given location or repair it if it breaks. Physical abilities. Nico is a skilled combatant, having trained in karate since a young age and was able to face off against both of her martial artist parents simultaneously. She is proficient with a bow staff and can perform acrobatics. She can wield blades, but these aren't her go-to weapons. She once raised a magic barrier to block bullets before they were fired, making her reaction time around 260 miles per hour. For a full demo of Nico's powers, go check out Mr. Anybody's YouTube video, Nico Minoru All Spells and Power Scenes, Marvel's Runaways Season 1 to Season 2. Second on the list, we have the Runaways resident strong woman, Molly Hernandez. Physical abilities. Molly has a form of active super strength. Whenever Molly gets angry or her adrenaline spikes, her eyes will glow orange and her strength will greatly increase. Molly regularly pushes around cars and trucks. She pushed a 1960s-era VW bus, which has a curb weight of around 2,500 pounds or 1.25 US tons. She pushed a 2012 Peterbilt 386 dump truck, which has a gross vehicle weight of 53,200 pounds or 26.6 US tons. She lifted the back half of a 2015 Cadillac Escalade ESB, which has a curb weight of 6,040 pounds or 3.02 US tons, off the ground. She lifted up a Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, which has a curb weight of 4,500 pounds or 2.25 US tons. Molly even claims she can lift a truck overhead, which she might be able to, but she never does something like this on screen. She can bend metal bars, throw boulders, lift stone columns, and overpowered the team's pet Deinonychus dinosaur, Old Lace. Striking strength. Molly can punch through glass doors and concrete. Molly broke a decorative stone bench in half with a punch. The bench is likely concrete. Molly broke a concrete slab that rested on two concrete posts that weren't mechanically attached to each other in any way. I estimate the bench to be 5 feet long, 1 foot wide, and half a foot thick. Typically decorative concrete has a tensile strength of 5 megapascals or 104,427.17 pound force per square foot. 104,427.17 pound force per square foot times 0.037673611 feet squared equals 3,934.15 pounds of force or 1.9671 US tons of force. Molly possesses superhuman durability. As a child, she survived a massive explosion that wrecked the interior of a small building. She has survived physical hits from skilled martial artists like Tina Minoru and superhumanly strong opponents Althofer Vasquez. She survived getting hit by Jonah's energy blasts. Molly has a notable resistance to electricity. She is unaffected by normal tasers and survived getting struck by lightning. A lightning strike has the energy of roughly 1 billion joules of energy. Normal people survive lightning strikes all the time due to the insulative properties of the epidermis and lightning electricity following the path of least resistance to the ground. However, this lightning was summoned by a witch as an attack intended to do max damage. Next up, we have the Runaways resident human-alien hybrid, Carolina Dean. Powers. Carolina is half human and half gibberum. The Gibberum are an alien race of light-based beings that require a human host when on Earth. Her extraterrestrial heritage gives Carolina several light-based powers. Carolina has rainbow iridescent, bioluminescent aura which lets her glow and create an effect similar to the northern light, among many other powers. Her aura messes with electronics. With it, she once reprogrammed a high-tech home security system to gain entrance to a house. And heavily using her powers can often interfere with or short-circuit nearby electronic equipment like street lamp posts. She can fire her aura as concussive energy blasts. Her beams hit with enough force to break a wooden chair or a vase, but are very weak overall. Carolina was unable to free Molly Hernandez when Molly was trapped under a sheet of ice in a pool even after blasting the ice for a good couple seconds. Her energy beams aren't even hot or strong enough to melt or break a few inches of ice. Although they can short out a smartphone, her beams might be light speed and she was able to hold her own in beam struggle against 4 other full-blooded Gibborum. Carolina can create force fields out of her aura. These fields are pretty durable, having withstood physical attacks from Tina Minoru and Morgan Le Fay's dark magic attacks. Carolina can also use her aura to fly. I'd say her top speed is somewhere between 5 to 10 miles per hour. By extending her aura/force field, Carolina can carry up to 2 other people while in flight. She demonstrated this by carrying Molly and Chase, which should put her airborne carrying capacity at about 330 to 350 pounds. Interestingly, Gibborum and thus Carolina are resistant to magic to some extent. She was unaffected by the magical mind controlling the Corvus phones, and she didn't hear Morgan Le Fay's voice coming from the devices. Carolina will also live for thousands of years. Now we have to talk about Gert Yorks and Old Lace. Powers. Gert Yorks has a telepathic link with her pet Deinonychus dinosaur named Old Lace. It allows her to mind control the dino, see through the dinosaur's eyes for remote viewing and scrying purposes, and sense Old Lace's location from afar. This link can be a curse or a blessing. If Old Lace gets hurt, then Gert will literally feel the pain that her pet feels, or vice versa. If Gert gets emotional or hurt, then Old Lace gets moody or hurt. Physical abilities. Gert took a basic self-defense class. As for Old Lace, she can run at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, bite with an estimated force of between 4,100 and 8,200 newtons, and has sharp claws and teeth. Now let's talk about the Runaways' resident mad scientist, Chase Stein. Physical abilities. Chase Stein is an athletic human who played lacrosse. At some point during his high school athletics career, he broke the ribs of a guy named Brandon, who was a fellow student at Atlas Academy. According to the Scientific American article, Bone Resilience Depends on Angle of Attack by David Biello, the minimum amount of energy that is required to break a human bone is about 375 joules. And in a Life Science article, biomedical engineer Cindy Burr out of the Wayne State University in Detroit claims that a quick, sharp blow that delivers some 3,300 newtons of force has a 25% chance of cracking an average person's rib. Chase isn't a professional fighter, but has trained in boxing. He's also an adept engineer. He invented the fistigons. He can repair cars and was able to get the water and power working in an old building. Gear and weaponry. Chase wields the fistigons, a set of bionic gauntlets that enhance his grip strength and come equipped with several weapons. The fistigons fire non-lethal, orange concussive energy beam that can knock back and ragdoll people. They also fire green lasers that can cut through an organic-based alien spaceship. These lasers should be around 10 to 15 kilowatts if they're similar to real-world smaller military laser weapons or handheld, Max Wave brand, laser cutters or handheld, Razortek laser welders. Lasers like these are capable of melting aluminum and stainless steel. The gauntlets also have a hidden, retractable blade capable of harming Jaborum. Chase has X-ray goggles, which give him X-ray vision. Finally we have Alex Wilder. Physical abilities. Alex's main talent is his hacking and computer engineering skills. He was able to build a supercomputer out of old, salvaged parts and can hack into most computer systems. He's an amateur combatant with no formal fighting training. Despite this fact, he was able to take down a security guard and kill the witch Bronwyn with a shiv. Gear and weaponry. Alex is usually carrying some kind of pistol and is a decent shot. In the past, he has carried a Rock Island Armory 1911, a Glock 17, and a futuristic pistol described as a military-grade directed energy weapon.